All right, good morning, and welcome to our annual Thanksgiving Travel Press Conference. I want to welcome everyone. My name is Herschel Grandgent Jr. I'm with the Office of Communications and Media Relations here at ATL. And over my 18 years in aviation, this has become one of my favorite events because it's an event where we get to acknowledge that we're starting to reunite loved ones through our facility. And it's also a time we get to kind of prove ourselves. Because you're probably going to hear in the next couple minutes that we're the world's busiest and most efficient airport. And when our almost 4 million passengers come through here during the Thanksgiving travel period, they'll see that we are indeed busy, but we're also very, very efficient. So we're going to have some subject matter experts today who are going to give some tips on how to better navigate our airport. First, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge our Delta Airlines partner, Mr. Joe Miller, Operations VP for Delta. And we have some other subject matter experts that I will introduce here in a moment. First and foremost, we have our Assistant General Manager for Operations and Regulatory Compliance, Mr. Jordan Bigler. Thank you.
All right, good morning. Thank you, Herschel. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the 61st Mayor of Atlanta, the Honorable Andre Dickens, the ATL Interim General Manager, Ms. Jan Lennon, and the entire airport team, thank you for joining us for this press conference to kick off what is going to be a busy holiday period. At ATL, we move people, and we do this at a higher rate than any transportation hub on the planet. Just to give you an idea, over the next 10 years, we will move over 1 billion people. And by 2029, we anticipate hosting 125 million people annually. Beginning this week through the end of the year are among the busiest times at the airport. We stand ever ready to serve our guests here at the world's busiest and most efficient airport. More than 4.2 million passengers are expected to travel through ATL over the Thanksgiving holiday period. And that runs from Thursday, November 21st, through Tuesday, December 3rd. The busiest day will be Friday with over 370,000 passengers, and next to that will be Saturday and Sunday when everyone is flying in and flying out on November 30th and December 1st. We'll anticipate 360,000 and 358,000 passengers respectively. Thanks to the collaborative work between Hartsfield Jackson and our stakeholders, including our federal and airline partners, it is routine for thousands of flights and hundreds of thousands of passengers to fly through this facility safely every day. On a normal day, security screening at ATL averages 20 to 30 minutes. However, during holiday travel, times longer than normal are possible. Therefore, we strongly encourage and recommend travelers to arrive at ATL at least 2.5 hours if flying domestically, or 3 hours if flying internationally. We also advise passengers to regularly check our website, atl.com, for updates on parking, TSA security wait times, and of course our concessions offerings. ATL has over 350 dining and shopping options open daily while waiting for flights. To build capacity for future growth, Hartsfield Jackson is continuing to renovate and expand. While a number of construction projects will be visible, we anticipate minimal construction disruptions or impacts during the holiday period. Ongoing work more directly impacting passengers, such as escalator closures on concourses A, B, and E, will be minimal. If you're not traveling but plan to pick up family or friends, remember that our roadways and curbsides can become congested during peak periods. Vehicles are not permitted to loiter on the curbsides. Instead, your party should be waiting on the curb with all their belongings before you arrive. And if you arrive early, be sure to use our cell phone waiting lot. It's free, and it's located at 1921 Autoport Drive, College Park, Georgia. Or you may use our on-airport parking facilities, which are free for the first 15 minutes. Or avoid possible traffic congestion entirely by parking in our ATL West parking deck and having your party take the free SkyTrain shuttle for one stop to meet you there. While you're here, be vigilant. 911 calls made at the airport go directly to our Airport Operations Center, which allows us to respond quickly to any concerns at the airport. Thank you, and remember, for ATL travelers, planning and patience will go a long way. Now, I would like to invite to the podium Anissa Karim, who serves as the Deputy Federal Security Director for the Transportation Security Administration. Thank you.
Thank you, Jordan. Good morning. The Transportation Security Administration is prepared for the busiest Thanksgiving travel period on record and is projected to screen 18.3 million passengers nationwide from Tuesday, November 26th to Monday, December 2nd, representing a volume increase of approximately 6% from this time in 2023. So far in 2024, TSA officers in Atlanta have screened almost 26.2 million passengers. That is a 10% increase from the same time period last year. 10 out of the top 10 busiest days ever for TSA in Atlanta have all been in 2024. For this Thanksgiving holiday time period, we are anticipating screening just under 1 million travelers here in ATL. In previous years, our Thanksgiving holiday planning encompasses a time period of about 7 days. This year, our holiday planning covers a period of 11 days from Friday, November 22nd through Monday, December 2nd. We expect the overall busiest days to be Friday, November 22nd, then the Saturday and Sunday after Thanksgiving. However, there are many peak periods that the checkpoints will be busy outside of those 3 days. We have partnered with our airport and airline stakeholders on operational plans to accommodate the heavy passenger volume that we are expecting. We will have extra officers on duty to open additional screening lanes, and security checkpoints will be opening as early as 3 a.m. on the busiest days. We will do our best to screen standard passengers in under 30 minutes and passengers enrolled in TSA PreCheck in under 10 minutes. There may be occasions where wait times may be longer, so we encourage passengers to arrive early and pack your patience. To travel with ease, TSA advises passengers to pack smart and start with an empty bag. TSA advises passengers to pack smart and start with an empty bag, and passengers who do so are less likely to bring prohibited items through the checkpoint. All liquids, gels, and aerosols must be 3.4 ounces or less when packed in a carry-on bag. Certain foods, such as gravy, cranberry sauce, wine, and jam, which are all considered liquids or gels, must be packed in a checked bag if they exceed 3.4 ounces. If you can spill it, spray it, spread it, pump it, or pour it, it is a liquid, aerosol, or gel. And it must be packed in your checked bag if it exceeds the 3.4 ounce limit. As always, passengers may bring solid foods such as cakes and other baked goods through the checkpoint. Check for prohibited items by using the What Can I Bring page on TSA.gov or just ask at TSA. The number one item we find in carry-on bags is prohibited oversized liquids. Unfortunately, we also find a lot of firearms in carry-on bags. To date, we have intercepted 384 firearms at security checkpoints in Atlanta this calendar year, which is an increase from this time last year. If you need to travel with your firearm, it cannot be in your carry-on bag. It must be in your checked luggage, and there are specific procedures you will need to follow, which can be found at TSA.gov. Passengers who attempt to travel with a firearm in their carry-on bag will face a civil penalty of nearly $15,000, loss of their TSA PreCheck privileges for up to 5 years, and are subject to enhanced screening. Check out TSA's top travel tips at TSA.gov for an efficient and successful trip through security this holiday season. I would like to now introduce our next speaker, my friend, Mr. Assistant Port Director Carlo Cortina.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to say thank you to the Department of Aviation and the City of Atlanta for having us out here today and our federal partners and local and state partners today. U.S. Customs and Border Protection here at Hartsfield International Airport is ready for the upcoming holiday season. The last 2 years, we've seen record numbers through international travel at the Port of Atlanta. In fiscal year 23, we saw a 34% increase, and in fiscal year 24, we saw a 21% increase. And in this current fiscal year, which for us in the federal government goes from October through September, we're continuing to see that path of upward trend in international travel. CBP reminds you to ensure when traveling abroad, you must comply with the document requirements for that country, as well as your documents needed to re-enter or enter the United States. Travelers are encouraged to visit the Know Before You Go section of the CBP website to avoid fines and penalties associated with importation of restricted or prohibited items. Become educated prior to traveling. This includes agriculture products. Please visit the cbp.gov/travel section of the CBP website for the most up-to-date information. We remind you, report your food, cash, and memorabilia. Both U.S. citizens and non-citizens must declare everything they bring into the United States from abroad, even if bought in a duty-free shop. Some foods, merchandise, and total currency of $10,000 or more can be brought to the United States, but must be declared on a U.S. CBP customs declaration form. Failure to do so can result in stiff financial penalties and loss of your possessions. Our goal is to educate travelers about the risks associated with carrying certain types of food, plants, or other agriculture items in passenger baggage, and encouraging travelers to declare agriculture items when arriving at the port of entry. Not sure what you have is a regulated or forbidden item? Ask a CBP officer or agriculture specialist what you are traveling with and declare it. Do not pack a pest. That's right, dangerous bugs or insects may hitch a ride. Some prohibited items include fresh vegetables, meats, eggs, dairy, and wildlife products. It's always best to declare. Today, we have the honor of one of the members of our Beagle Brigade with us here, Zoe. Her number one priority when working the baggage inspection floor is to sniff out any of those prohibited items that may be in your personal or packages bringing with you. So when in doubt, declare. If not, Ms. Zoe here will sniff it out. The United States restricts or prohibits the entry of many agriculture products which can carry foreign pests and diseases that harm American agriculture and our environment. Those are some of the house rules. Now, upon returning, when we're talking about travel documents, it's always good to be prepared. As my colleagues before me have said, we're expecting higher passenger volume in the next 6-7 weeks when we're just beginning the holiday travel season. So, though everyone is in a hurry, rest assured CBP is working to help travelers move through our area as efficiently as possible while still maintaining our mission priority to protect the American people, safeguard our borders, and enhance the nation's economic prosperity. CBP has many programs and applications available to make your inspection more streamlined. One program is Global Entry, the trusted traveler program that allows expedited clearance for pre-approved low-risk travelers upon arrival in the United States. Now offers a mobile application that will allow members to begin their arrival processing well before they even enter the federal inspection area. More information on that, I direct you to the cbp.gov website under Trusted Traveler Programs. If you haven't signed up, I suggest you do so. It'll make your process a lot smoother and streamlined. Global Entry members can also use now the Global Entry touchless portals, now available at nearly all international airports across the United States. The portals reduce physical touch points and expedite arrival processing by eliminating paper receipts and protecting passenger privacy. Enrollment on arrival is a part of Global Entry. So enrollment on arrival who have not yet received an interview prior to their international trip may still opt for faster processing at select airports with enrollment on arrival. Atlanta Hartsfield is one of those locations. This initiative allows conditionally approved applicants to complete their interview upon returning to the U.S. without an appointment and just with the documents they would normally carry when traveling internationally. I'm also excited to announce that CBP at Hartsfield Atlanta International Airport on November 18th, we launched what's considered enrollment on departure. So now, if you are conditionally approved prior to your departure on your international travel, We are located in Terminal E. You can now do your inspection or your interview for global entry if you are conditionally approved to finalize that process. So upon your return into the United States, you are now a member of the Trusted Traveler Program and the benefits associated with being in that program. Travelers who are not global entry members may also opt for faster processing by using the free mobile passport control application. U.S. citizens, Canadians, B1, B2 visitors, and returning travelers from visa waiver countries can now download the app at 33 U.S. airports and 11 pre-clearance locations. Atlanta is one of those. So if you download the app before you travel, and it's very similar to the Global Entry app, before you enter the federal inspection area, upon your arrival on your plane, you can snap a picture. It's very much a selfie. Your documents uploaded in there. You submit the application, and by the time you arrive to the FIS, you will receive a QR code and just watch the signs where it says NPC, and you'll have a designated lane for that. Once more, to stay informed, I urge everybody to go to cbp.gov/travel for additional information before you travel abroad this holiday season. Thank you for allowing me to share this information with you. I'd like to invite Major Kelly Collier of the Atlanta Police Department to the stage.
Thank you, sir. That wasn't fair. You brought out a dog. Everyone loves dogs. Good morning, and thank you for being here. I'm Major Collier, the commander of the Atlanta Police Department's airport section. I want to first start off by thanking all of our law enforcement officers, our security guards, and all of our airport staff who help to keep us safe each and every day here at the world's busiest airport. Being that we are the world's busiest airport, with the amount of traffic we have here at the airport, we are the world's safest airport as well. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the atrium again as we prepare for our Thanksgiving holiday travel season. As the police commander here at the airport, I want to take a moment to address the importance of safety and preparedness during this busy time. Thanksgiving is one of the most significant travel periods of the year, and we anticipate an increase in passenger volume. Many travelers reuniting with family and friends. With the surge in traffic, our priority remains the safety and security of all passengers and staff to ensure a smooth travel experience. I encourage everyone to plan ahead, arrive at the airport early, at least 3 to 2 hours before your flight. Allow sufficient time to check in and go through the screening process. Be mindful of the TSA regulations. As stated before, know before you go. Know where your weapons are before you go home, before you leave home. If you own a weapon, please check your luggage before you leave the house. When a weapon is detected at our checkpoints, it halts that screening line, halting the process of travelers going through the process. And then we have to send 2 officers to that location because there's a weapon at that screening checkpoint. And that takes officers away from their patrolling details and doing other important things here at the airport. The Atlanta Police Department, airport security personnel, and our guest services personnel are fully prepared to manage the increased volume and ensure the safety of our environment. We will be on high alert, monitoring the airport and responding swiftly to incidents. Additionally, we have increased our presence throughout the terminal and parking areas to provide assistance and reassurance to travelers. I also want to remind everyone to be vigilant. If you see something suspicious or feel uneasy, please do not hesitate to report it to our officers or airport staff. Your safety is our top priority, and we are here to help. As we enter this festive season, let us all work to create a positive and safe travel experience for everyone. Thank you for your attention, and I wish all travelers a safe and joyful Thanksgiving holiday. Now, I'd like to introduce Mr. Garrett Townsend from AAA.
My name is Garrett Townsend. I'm the Public Affairs Director for AAA. Our question to you is, where will you be this time and next week? Well, AAA expects that 2.1 million travelers are going to be getting in their car, packing, and going to visit family and friends over the Thanksgiving holiday period. And this number represents a significant increase over last year. In fact, we are now setting a record for post or pre-pandemic numbers. Nearly 40,000 drivers, more than last year, are going to be hitting the road here in Georgia. That's a significant number. And ultimately, what that means is nearly 40,000 drivers are going to be sharing the road with you. There's a number of different factors of why we think that this is going to be a record-setting holiday. Probably the most significant one is the fact that gas prices are low. Though we're paying slightly higher than where we were last Thanksgiving holiday, the trend shows that getting closer to the holiday, those numbers are going to be going down. Under $3 a gallon is where we are right now. In fact, about half of the country is under $3 a gallon. So we expect those numbers to continue. Another factor that we want to bring to your attention is the fact that the holiday period has expanded. Previously, we would say that the holiday period was defined as the Wednesday prior to Thanksgiving, returning on Sunday. It's expanded, it's 7 days now. We find that many travelers are starting to hit the road on Tuesday and then extending it on the back end and coming back Monday. That's good news in a way, but also we have to keep in mind that period is extended. There's going to be a lot of people on the road. They're going to be sharing the road with you. So some of the same principles that the airport has talked about, making sure that you get here early, making sure that you're planned, they apply to getting on the road. Making sure that you chart your course, you know exactly where you're going, how you're going to get there, and then plan an alternative route as well. Just a couple of different reminders that we want to make sure that we share. We always tell drivers to focus on the task of driving. There's a lot going on. The kids, they're excited about reaching their destination, whether it's grandma's house or visiting other family and friends. There's a lot that happens, so there's a lot of distractions. But we urge the driver to focus on the task of driving. Here's another reminder: slow down. Just because we drive a little bit faster doesn't necessarily mean we're going to get to our destination any faster. In fact, oftentimes what happens is you put yourself and other drivers in the way of danger. So slow down, focus on the task of driving. And lastly, probably the one that's most obvious, is don't drive impaired. You get to your destination. If you want to have a good time, do that, but don't do that while operating a motor vehicle. So we urge all of the drivers to focus, get to your destination safely. We want everyone to enjoy this time off, this period of time, so that they can not only get to their destination safely, but they can arrive back home safely as well. Thank you.